Welcome back, boys, girls. It is the two so high again, as always. And this is the Teh Tarik Hour, and we are Malaysian.
This is Teh Tarik. We are Malaysian.
Hey man, this is our slogan, okay?
Where's I slow already, man? I'm not in the gel in the A
It's
time.
okay, it's okay. We never have the good timing lah. Alright, welcome back to the episode, and this is part 2 of our race and racism talk, man.
Yeah.
Following from the previous episode where we talk about the 1969 May 13 riot and about like the how government need to be like a house. I mean, Malaysia needs to look at it as a house. We are together as one
Yes.
unity, and to
Good.
teach the anti-racism or anti-race thing, lor.
Even our offspring, our next generation people is become more 90s lah.
United lah. I already make the mention. The thing that unite us is crime, one. Crime is what unite us. But we're continuing on today's episode. First things first, we want to talk about is following on the race thing lah. It's an interesting topic. We want to talk in the sense of like the bad words.
Yeah, the bad words is talking about the other races lah. Yeah.
I mean, these are things we were taught lah when we were young, and back then, I guess we don't think of it as too weird lah, right? I guess we consider it normal to say certain words that are nowadays considered very bad words lah. Actually, I don't know if you. I mean, the recent case lah. There's the recent case of a Malay athlete who was talking about the A.R. Rahman concert. Okay, she said the K word. So that is considered a slur lah. It's
You know the words I do some research lah. These K words lah actually is got the capitans K mosque in at Pahang. At Penang.
so there's a place called the
Yes, the
K word mosque.
mosque at Penang.
That's a very dangerous mosque.
No, this K words actually is a Southeast Asia's Indians peoples, is old generations is talk about these K words people. It's not this unrespect, you know.
Yeah, but
You can wiki. Actually, you can wiki these K words in a wiki. It's not unrespect because come to now today's. So a lot of people is using these words to insult the Indians group people.
that's the thing. The context of the word is
tone and manner, now, bro. If let's say one day this word actually is last time is not say I insult the Indian people, but nowadays maybe the other one is called Mangkali Sing, you know.
I feel like you just unlock a special slur word just now. I don't know, man.
You know, it's what call is a Sing people. It's a Mangkali Sing. They have got one song, some more to talk about these people, this group of people. But not today lah. I'm not saying.
I don't know. Today there was a bad word. I will make sure to. Is that a bad word or no? I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's Sing people. So it's a Mangkali is a.
Okay, but the way you say it, man, I don't know.
No, I don't know. I mean, some people is maybe the tone and manners, law. I mean, ayo.
But the thing is, right, that K word nowadays is used to as a derogatory term lah towards Indian people, especially the way the context of which the athlete used it when she was remarking about the
But some people is
Indian
really don't
concern
know.
lah.
If let's say you say K words, a lot of people don't know what.
But tell straight lah. When people say the K word, do you think it's like a praise? Is it? Do you think it's a good? They're saying it in a good way, is it? I've never in my life heard people use the K word in a good way. Tell straight lah. Do you think people use the K word to praise other people or to puji other people?
Not say bougie. It's
It's a stereotype, ma. When you say the K word, you assume the stereotype of what is that Indian person is supposed to be, which is harmful in a sense lah. That's what I think it has become, because
so better don't say lah.
I mean, don't enforce that stereotype. Lor. When you say that word, you give power to the word in the sense of like you enforce that stereotype lah. That's a lot of problem with a lot of this derogatory term lah.
The Chinese also got one word.
Which is, not nice lah, to say the least.
Malay, what Malay?
Don't know, eh?
But I know it's a Cantonese because it's Cantonese. Even the K words I also learn from the Cantonese one. No.
Why we are all learn the bad word so easily?
No, because my parents and all the people around surrounding me is speak Cantonese that's why lah.
Yeah, but these are all very dangerous words lah. I mean, I don't know. Like, do you feel there's a need to use these words still?
Not say use lah. I'm okay when I meet up with you and meet up some peoples. We are not saying, oh, this fella is stupid. You also not respect even you are Chinese also, you meet someone, hey, this fatty, hey fatty, come over here. You also unrespect even the same race also. You say fatty, come fatty, but you talk to other okay lah. In your office lah, maybe Azreen, you are the gurus guy lah. I mean, you're not so gurus actually. you are Tajek lah. Or maybe you say
okay.
this fatty, come over. You are unhappy or not?
But the thing is, right? Yes, of course I will feel unhappy if I don't want to become that lah. But the thing is, right? Those kind of words is not about something that you cannot change yourself, Being fat, you can change what?
No. It's same thing, it's like that. If let's say today I'm fat, you call me fatty, it depends the persons. If let's say this person, okay, is very close to me, it's nothing, okay, it's just a fun way lah. Okay. But if you are insult me, you say fatty, come over. You are super fatty, super stupid, this thing. Then a really different story.
I mean, the context there lah. The context there.
The context is there. The make fun and these are different things lah. Seriously, when you're seeing something you don't know, hey, stupid, come over here. Are you respect me?
I mean, in that sense, you are already a bad person to use it in that way lah.
Yes.
But my only thing with that is that a lot of those are characters that you can change, It's not necessarily out there. But when you say something like the K word, you are making remark about them, their characteristic that cannot change. Indian guy cannot change to a different race, that person will always be Indian, So when you make a insult towards their race, you're making an insult about them that's their nature one. So it's much more worse in that sense, Because if I call you fat, you can still one day kurus yourself, So then, even that person who call you fat, other people will say, this guy gila, he's not fat at all, He's very thin or he's very muscular or what. You can see, Or if you say, hey, stupid, people can say, why he call him stupid? There's no,
I got your idea.
You cannot see that. But if you say the K word, you can see that person is Indian, And that will be reinforcing that stereotype. That's why this kind of term is much more, I feel like, damaging in that sense. So, personally, I think it's not hard to not say it. Is it? I don't know. Is it hard for people to just not say it?
For me, I mean, I think for us not for me only For us we are not easily to mention this stupid guy. I'm not easily. I will saying something also. We are not saying that We are saying this Indian guys how or this Malay guy how. We are not saying this who. Actually, the thing is come from your internal.
Yeah, but the internal was taught, not me? It was teach to you, right? I don't think you were born with the knowledge to say the K word. I don't think so. I hope not, man.
We are trying to respect people. We are come to this, in society, we are trying to not to make I want to talk. Why I want to do this? Say some bad words to you. Why want to do this? I also not very close to you. Even if let's say I'm close to you, maybe I can talk some shit with you. Hey, you are blah 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 like that. I dare to say that lah. But if let's say I'm not close to you, why I want to insult you? This is the thing. I'm not close to you. Why I want to insult you? Because your race, you are Indian or you are Malay. Why I want to insult you?
But the thing is, even the usage of that word, say those kind of derogatory term.
Okay, that the one is a bad words already. Then you cannot say simply say who you are this guy or thing. Then people know this word is an insult. Then You are not saying, you are pay a respect, hi sir, or you say, hi, you are Indians, but you say, hi sir, or whatever lah. This respect is the polite way lah.
But I don't know you, how confident are you to approach and really talk to people like this lah? Because for me lah, I remember one time when I Grab, right? I went on a Grab, this uncle
Okay.
quite racist person
Racist person.
He also straight out say, yes, I am racist. He straight out say to me one.
Chinese Oh.
Straight out say to me, yeah, I am racist person. And I also don't know, do I want to tell this uncle, maybe don't be so racist. Sometimes I also don't know if I have the courage to actually approach people like this to tell them they are wrong like that one.
But
like when you meet this kind of people, like, do you feel like even if you approach it and tell them off, do you think they will actually learn? Meh?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I won't. I ignore this kind of guy one. Actually, if let's say I really meet this kind of person, you no need to spend so much effort to talk to some these
people will their mind already set already.
The mind is already set. Oh, this group of people is like that. Already there. Already.
Well, it's kind of sad, don't you think? Like people not really willing to learn or at least change their ways for the better like that.
I think because the experience bring them, the different, why they have this mindset or why they are so racist, because maybe the experience can tell them, oh, this Malay or Chinese, you do bad to him or her, then they are already in his mind. So, already they cannot change the mindset.
Yeah, and then the thing is like when they have that kind of mentality and then they teach it to their children or anything, then they have the same view of the.
That's why government do something.
I mean, how? Okay, let us review government. How well have they done in terms of like really addressing this issue?
Government, education, kebangsaan school, slowly the generation. This is what can we say lah.
You think government will actually improve our government school?
You see, you know Hang Tuah, right? Hang Tuah actually is
Chinese, right? Yeah, no.
Why? How come the Hang Tuah is already take out?
Cannot, man. If we do that,
from the sejarah?
The Malay will lose their. Because last time we thought Hang Tuah was a Malay, right?
That's why every races have their own strength and the contribution to the country. We cannot do something is like, oh, this country only for Malay, only for Chinese. We can't say that because this home belong our.
I think we also have government have the fear of teaching the truth to the people. Like the fact that we talked in the previous one, May 13 was never taught in school. Why leh? Or Hang Tuah is removed from history. Why leh? Or Laksmana Cheng Ho. I also never heard of that guy before until someone told me about it. Like all these like people that are not Malay but is integral part of Malay history. Even like Para Meswawa, who is Indian also, not Malay. Like all these things we shifted towards Malay focus in order to really push the Malay narrative, I think. I guess that's a way of enforcing the Malay power there, maybe.
You know our word is Satu Bangsa, Satu Malaysia. It means Satu Bangsa is only one Bangsa.
You mean Najib?
Satu Bangsa, because we all three races is Satu Bangsa. We should not say one Bangsa in one Malaysia. Which means one Bangsa in one Malaysia, all the Orangs, what you call that, the Ibans, Orang Aslis, Chinese, all this one get out to this country. Is it like that? If let's say for this, only the Malaysian, I don't think only one races in this country will make this work lah. You see all here, you can see the Malaysia is a multi-culture. You see all the different road name. You can see the KL area different road name. Then you make the multi culture here. Okay, you can see the Putrajaya. I stay in Putrajaya lah. He want to remake the city hall. You can see the Putrajaya nowadays. After 5 years, I think 10 more years. How the Putrajaya is it success the work the Putrajaya there? It can make the other Kuala Lumpur, the other KL unable, right? not say one race can make one place in the makmur, kemajuan, Malaysia.
Prosperity there lah.
Yes. So if let's say you come back to our glory time, our Malaysia glory time is in Kuala Lumpur. You see, all the road name you can tell. Got Chinese, got Malay, got Indians. That's why Kuala Lumpur is made so successful at that time and glory.
There's really the unity
Yes.
within the different races.
So I believe if let's say we are not separate each others, I think Putrajaya can be another glory.
I hope, of course, I also hope for that the success as well. But I guess there's still the need to, like, reinforce the power of certain races, and really divide it between different races. Like trying to enforce Putrajaya as a Malay only area or something like that.
So try to go back to, last time the football team, the one of the football teams, you know the one movie, right? It was a movie.
It's very like it's Chinese, Indian, and Malay.
Chinese, Indian, Malay. The one in the one football team, they play until the Asian club is something. It's like this very encourage people and encourage our races to be unions. Because
there's unity there, and there's no border or no levels between different races,
Yes.
But nowadays, it's not even Malay in football team. It's foreigners already. Even got one foreigner was able to get Malaysian citizenship, but Malay born from a Malaysian mother cannot get Malaysian citizenship. So funny.
This is
no, you don't know, right? You know the case, right, of like children who are born to Malay mothers, but the father is not Malay, but cannot get citizenship.
Yes.
Why like that?
Yeah.
I also don't understand. And then this football player just come in, play for a few years, become Malaysian like that so easily. I also don't know lah. Sometimes our country are very funny.
This funny, really funny. How come the Malaysians, the mothers born
give birth to Malaysian child, but don't have right to Malaysian citizenship?
Yes. Outside Malaysia lah.
And some people, I think, still to this day don't have citizenship of being Malaysian because the mother,
only the father is Malaysian, then they can get a Malaysian citizenship.
I don't understand the concept of that actually. Until today, I still don't understand what was the point of that. But I guess it's more like patriarchy or like the manpower thing lah. But again, if it's that bad for someone like our own citizenship to not even get citizenship, you imagine how terribly we treat our own Malaysian people. Like the different benefits, the different classes like that. It's just like, I don't know, man.
I think for futures it's not our trade races. We're not Malay, Chinese, and Indians. I think it's got
Malaysian,
Vietnamese,
Thai,
Cambodians. You see the new immigration is come to Malaysia already. All the new immigrations.
Then really one world, one world, one dream.
Then some more. They don't know Malay. It's some of the Cambodians, how they know Malay? The Vietnamese, how they know Malay? They stay in Malaysia. New immigration.
But okay, even language is also a thing for unity right? Like, don't know, do you think it's better for us to reinforce Bahasa Melayu? Like to force everyone to speak Bahasa? Because that's what Indonesian did. They really pushed the Bahasa Indonesia as the national language.
Do you think Malaysia will be success? The Chinese communities, I don't know lah.
They won't be easy to accept it lah.
Yeah, you see, all the while the Chinese independent school, how long they're in Malaysia?
But that's the thing, when you establish like specialized school.
Only the way, if let's say you're using English as our national language.
Then we say imperialism.
The Malay, what's the Malay we say? Yeah, destroy the Malay culture, destroy our own language.
It's really hard to find the balance. Even
you see a very hard one. Right? Here, it's unbalanced, two way you go.
It's not easy, I will say. Even on something like so simple as language, man, we can't even find a common answer. Let alone society
no
on the
English,
whole.
no Bahasa, no Chinese. What language we use? We use
Sign
Spanish.
like sign language.
Spanish or Japanese. Or maybe we come out with a new language.
Don't say Japanese. Then people say, oh, you like the Japanese army, is it?
Maybe we come out with a new language.
Alien language.
Alien language. We use the sign.
Why you don't want to learn Bahasa Jawi?
Hey, you know one Chinese minister they support the Bahasa Jawi, you know. I don't know why she is she to support lah.
Hey, even Zahid also know to speak Chinese, oh, don't say play. Actually, rather than eliminating language, why not have that everything ready, ma? Why not have the ability to learn Chinese in government school or learn Tamil?
But I can see our neighbor they use English as a national language. I don't know how come they are
Okay, but national language or just as a
the business language. We cannot say national language. In business, right? We are even in law or business, or we are using English. Why not we are using English as our
education?
Education is it's a normal communications lah. Because we have English colony ma.
Yeah, to be honest,
before.
okay lah. I will understand the perspective of you don't want to be colonizer to follow the colonizer, but we are right now speaking English. I think it's because we need to stop looking English as a colony language and rather as a commercial language and teach it as like the baseline language, because that's the easiest way to communicate across the world. But we still want to provide the ability to learn the Malay language, the Chinese language,
it's some kind let's say okay for language it's some kind of like you are Malay, I'm Chinese. Okay, you have you have to learn. You talk to with your parents, with your families. You can speak in Chinese. Then you in school, you speak in English with your friends. No matter, because this is very good practice. When I in Singapore, I've talked to with even a Chinese or Malay the first language we talk in English.
I mean, it's just natural for people.
Natural for people. No matter if you are Chinese or Malay or other races, it's very very natural. I speak English with you because all people is understanding, right? Then after that, maybe I know you well. Maybe you can speak Hokkien. Okay, I speak a little Hokkien with you I speak in Chinese. Then this will become more popular. The same thing may can apply in Malaysia then maybe we first meet you. I talk with you in English. No matter what people you are same thing also
I mean, the idea comes back to the fact that given the option to learn these things, I think a lot of people is scared is what you lose the language, you lose the culture. Like for Chinese, if we go kebangsaan school, right, you don't learn Chinese, right? Then you scared you will lose that culture of the Chinese.
Okay. This is you have to see. You have your own language. Of course, you got your own culture. What the things that you go to the school, you have to learn the new things, ma. We are not very specific. We are Chinese. We are Malaysian. Malaysian, of course, have all got the Malaysian the character, and culture, the character and the culture. We are not purely Chinese. We also not purely Malay. You maybe is not like Indonesian people. You also will be mixed. Some people nowadays, I see some Malay guys. They speak in very good Chinese Mandarin. Also, how come you can speak very good Mandarin? So I learned from Chinese school. So good. Your Chinese better than me. I say, but this thing because we are Malaysian, we know each other. But in the same time, you have your own culture. In the school, we have the common thing we are learn together.
But you see that kind of benefit of having to learn that multiple language. Why not nationalize it? Make it the entire country have that access to learn that kind of language, to learn more.
That if let's say for
our education system can do that.
Kebangsaan school if let's say Kebangsaan school, of course they have the common things for all the people. It's very suitable for all the races. They have this program. The major language, of course, have to be understand the three races, and then the three races also got the own opportunity to learn their own culture and their own, own language.
I think that was the system that didn't work last time when they tried to change the education system towards English. Remember back in the day, we turned from Bahasa to English to Bahasa to English.
Because we do turning too much already. We do U-turn. If let's say we are go
U-turn, it's not U-turn already. It's like 360.
Cycle. If let's say you do some things, like, okay, we want to do, if let's say do this thing, if let's say you set the English as the communication, as the major of the communications language, set already, I think a lot of people will object or not agree lah.
Yeah, I guess so. But then again, like even like when you go for work, a lot of people say if you can't speak English, it's like, wow, you not learn this English. Like English is a necessary language in the business world already, no meh?
Weird, lah.
Right.
It's weird.
We say, oh, you don't know English, How can you survive in the working world? Only speak one language, is it? You need to be dual language at this point, right? No meh?
Yeah.
That's why I feel like even our education system, okay, my utopia of education system is that our education is being taught in English. Yes, it's a colonizer language, but it's also a business language. It's much more useful when you are outside the country and working inside the country. But you also put people to learn a secondary language. Either you can learn Bahasa or you can learn Chinese or you can learn Tamil. So the main education in English, SPM, PMR, all this UPSR, all this thing. I don't know, they still have SPM, all this thing.
Of course. GCSE, ma? GCS.
I mean, the testing will be in English, but we must enforce people to learn at least one extra language. Actually, go crazy lah. Put 2 extra language. They must learn language of their own. So if I'm Malay, I need to learn Bahasa, mas, plus 1. No. English, Bahasa, plus 1. So 3 language. You think we can or not?
Who is our education minister?
I don't know.
Ask the fella to set up.
I don't think that will happen because that
Call him.
No, the thing is
set up the meeting with him.
Okay, next week I will meet him. The only problem with that is just money, lor. Who going to pay for all that? You see our education, our public school punya quality are not so great one. But I think it's language is a good way a good gateway to reduce racial divide and racism. Because if I as a Malay, I learn Chinese or I learn Tamil, I learn more about their culture, no meh? It's going to be the fact that when you learn that language, you have to learn their culture. And when you learn that culture, you will respect that culture more because you understand where they come from.
So the one bangsa, one Malaysia is very good lah. Actually the concept is very good. How to make this one bangsa? One bangsa, which means these 3 races plus the Orang Asli plus the Orang Iban, all the races, we gel together. We use the blender, blend it together.
It's always gonna come from education.
The blend together and then make it in one bangsa. That's when we come the five fruit juice. The fruit inside is all blended already, ma.
5 fruit juice.
The juice become a blended already, ma.
Even like rojak lah, more better.
Rojak lah, then you can become a one juice already. That one is called one bangsa.
But then people say, oh, this juice has no identity.
It's very tasteful and then very nutrition.
Has all the good parts,
the good things are all inside.
Also the bad parts also, what?
Bad and good law, of course.
I mean, tell straight do you think we will ever reach in Malaysia where there is really unity?
Just now you say utopia, ma. It's really utopia. Just what we're thinking. Is it
that kind of like impian? Is it too much of a dream?
You say now the education system we cannot control. But
maybe you become the education minister.
Seriously, in the society, we can see each other. Let's say for Malay, we can see some of the Malay, even some YouTubers last time I remember I saw one Malay YouTuber. He say he doing a car review lah. He's doing a car review lah. You YouTuber lah. Is after the car review he say 1分钱1分货. Wow, suddenly I shocked, you know. Oh, how come the Malay all the while using Bahasa and then in the end he using the Chinese say 1分钱1分货. What the fuck, man? I recognize. Oh, seriously, this guy
want to target Chinese market, that's why.
it's something like, oh, the Malay speak Chinese. He is a YouTuber only ma. He not selling the car ma.
Nevertheless,
no.
why do you think we do this? Also, we try to take it over.
No, this actually I want to bring out the message. Message is the guy can speak. I mean, fully in Bahasa, also can speak Chinese. They are not hate. I don't want to speak Chinese because this Chinese belong to Chinese group people. Don't this kind of mindset. Now the generation say, even you are Chinese, hey, we are same, we are not different. The Chinese also same thing. You are Malay. I don't know now the youngster they are more in Chinese one. The youngster nowadays.
I think it depends on where you look at it lah. I think it's like different education background, it's different perspective. Like if you tell me that person come from like somewhere university or what, maybe they are much more willing to mix lah.
Yes.
Or but if you say it's like Utah or something like that, maybe they're not given opportunity to mix more lah. Right.
I think not say mix more it because they don't understand. Because if let's say you don't understand, because I don't understand why Malay want to go mosque, why Malay want to go Friday go mosque. You don't understand. They say, this guy should be lazy lah. Friday they want.
You're talking about the badminton player, is it?
Yes. You don't understand. You don't criticize. This is one problem, sir. You don't understand. Don't criticize people.
That's the thing, a lot of this come from ignorance. They just never learn about the other side, what their culture is like and everything, and they just assume. They just think, oh, it's like that one. It's like,
yeah. This one is understanding, man. You don't understand, you just not simplify to criticize people.
I mean, yeah, this all this predetermined idea or perception of other races, it's already so natural already.
So before
for us to unsee that, it will take too long, is it?
Yeah. Before that, you have what do you call that you don't know lah. Just pay your respects first lah.
I mean, the most important is empathy lor. To understand the other side lah. Unless you know that, if you still look at the other race as just a different species, then you will never want to learn also. But I have hope lah. I do feel like the more progressive younger generation are much more willing to fight for unity.
It's some kind of like if let's say it come for me this life is just like about experience ma. Have to experience the different people, different life, and then you know them, then you can do the respect and then not do the criticize. Because we are living together. We not say we are not living here. You live in somewhere else. Maybe you live in Europe. Then I don't care. But we are staying in the same house. We are living in the same house. Because you just beside me. You go to pray. I scold you. How come you put this thing on the floor? Then you put on the floor. Have the reason why you put this thing on the floor. Sorry, my phone.
But great timing some more. We're quite into it, so I think we can end it on that with the idea that, to see Malaysia is
Sorry.
So busy today.
Sorry.
Okay, or not, need to answer.
No. This is a message.
Okay, but I mean that's a good point to end off to the fact that the way to overcome our differences is to really look at ourselves as one family lah, one household lah. But to get to that point, I don't know how long it will take lah. Do you think you will see it in your lifetime or not lah?
This is very dependent on the government, seriously, because I believe the government can do a lot of this campaign and then do I can say it's a brand wash. It's not a brand wash thing lah. These seriously, they have to do this thing for the next generation. For us, maybe we are already
Too late.
too late already. Get old already. For the old generation, we don't care already. So for the young generation and then the offspring, all our young
The
generation,
youngers.
we still have to educate them, not go to do better for the Malaysians lah.
I mean, let's hope that's the case.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we will be alive to see that.
Yeah, because if we are old, doesn't matter.
Okay, but you can still learn to be better.
Learn to be better. We are not. I think we are not that group of people who are had each other, had Malay or had
Funny,
Indian.
I also remember like talking to some people like saying like last time Malaysia much more united compared to today. Today is much more racially divided lah.
And
I think maybe it's like a circle, is it?
a circle.
Maybe we'll get back to the time where it's really together and then not really see the differences in our races.
Because our generation is not so racist, is it?
Yeah, but the thing is, aren't we looking at that towards a view that's a bit clouded? Because we see all the celebration together, right? But we don't really see like the bigger problems at the time. Like
I think in the last 2 weeks, the Chinese New Year's, I went to these Bukit Bintang areas lah. It's got the parade, the Chinese lion dance parade. I saw the Chinese.
Oh yeah, you remember at the Taipusam and lion dance together, right?
Yes.
No, I mean that's a great example of unity, isn't it?
Yes,
we can do it.
The Chinese or the Chinese lion dance, and the Malays the
play the drum,
play a drum, and then the Indians, and then some more the Scotland. I don't know how come they got the Scotland dancings or something. Oh, how come this is related to Scotland people?
I mean, when we are able to do unity is really beautiful to say the least.
Sometimes this will happen in Malaysia. Yeah, we hope this will happen in Malaysia is for more and more lah. Of course.
Hope so If not, I think just leave the country.
Don't say like that. I still got a lot. Satu bangsa, satu Malaysia.
You still believe we will do
I believe.
One world, one dream.
One world, one Malaysia. Satu Malaysia.
一个家人 or something.
一家人.
一家人
is one whole family.
One family.
One family. Actually, Najib is not bad. The idea is come from. I don't know.
Malaysia.
Which advertising company do for
Bro,
him?
that one is a good idea, but the execution by the person is wrong. Right?
The one MDB, you see.
He used that just to take advantage of crime.
Campaign, ma.
Crime is a unity law.
One advertising campaign,
You see, we can get unity if we focus it on crime. One MDB really unite the country when we do the crime. Okay, they will end it on that by saying don't do crime, but also try to be.
But do crime can do together.
do not do. We do not encourage, we do not sponsor and do not endorse crime also.
Just joking lah.
But yeah, we'll end it on that. We hope you enjoyed this 2-part talk on our race and racism. I think we can still explore more, but we might do that in a future episode. Who knows? Maybe we'll do a different type of content in terms of race and racism in Malaysia.
Yeah, actually, I just have come up with one idea. Like we want to look for some strangers or people who are on
preview.
So
who knows?
Ask for the people. What do you think in Malaysia? Are you racist? I mean, it's all the
bro, don't simply go to people. Hello, are you racist? you will throw stone at you.
I'm not fine those old people lah. Of course, I want to talk to young people, ma.
You think young people will be so nice, man? You suddenly say, "Are you racist?"
Not the first questions. Our first question was, are you Malaysians?
People will see one eye, ma.
Malaysian is a lot, man. Hey, just now we got at the lift. You see the Chinese guy. You thought him is Malaysian. Well, actually, he's not Malaysian. I say he's Chinese. They speak the Chinese is so obvious. The Chinese accent.
Okay. Let's. I think your racist side coming out a bit already. Okay. All right. Thank you guys for joining us on this episode. We hope to see you guys on the next one. Until then, goodbye.